Welcome back to another episode of Top 5. My name is Chance Brown, and I'm going to be your host today. I'm excited that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time, then let me tell you, you're walking into something that we don't normally do. So welcome. Normally, what you see is you see me hosting an interview. You see me talking about a certain topic that doesn't require an interview and sharing 5 best practices that you can put into your business, either from these interviewees or from me. This time we are doing a 5-part series, one each day, a little bit shorter content instead of an hour-long episode for you to listen to, trying to make these a little bit quicker. And we are talking about the 5 things that you could be doing in your business right now to kind of get back to the basics after a couple of years of a crazy, crazy market. We're starting to see a little bit of room to breathe. Woosah. And we want to take a minute and get back and make sure we're perfecting the basics of the business. So today's Wednesday. On Monday, we talked about awareness and knowing what the things that we need to be doing from a daily discipline standpoint each day of the week, each day of the month to build our business and make it a long-lasting, profitable enterprise. Tuesday, yesterday, we talked about transparency, and this is the one that hurts a little bit, and that's okay, but it's laying bare what we actually do versus what we need to do. And we looked at it from 2 perspectives. We looked at it just plain up, what are we actually doing with our time? And we looked at it from the standpoint of also, what should we be doing with our time from a revenue generating standpoint? What time are we investing in revenue generating activity? So today, we're going to talk about focus. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about next level strategies for referral business. And Friday, we're going to end the week talking about accountability, everybody's favorite thing. All right, so let's jump in. Today's topic is focus. So Monday, we've taken all the activities we need to do in our business and put them down on paper. We've built out time blocks for it. Tuesday, we're tracking what we're actually doing with that time. Are we actually doing the things that we need to execute on? We're tracking, are we investing time in revenue generating activity in our business? And today, we're going to say, okay, if we're going to do all of this, how do we focus it so that we get the greatest effect? How do we get it to where we're really hitting the people that we want to do? And the answer to this is very, very simple and very, very complicated. So I'm glad you're here. All right. It's very, very simple because the answer is we need to track where our business comes from. It's difficult because we can't always pinpoint that. It's not like every single piece of traffic that we get, every piece of business that we get comes from one specified place all the time. And sometimes it could be an accumulation of things, right? But we need to say, okay, well, that was a referral or that was Sphere, just something generalized so that we know where this business came from. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, if you've never done this before, if you've never tracked your business and never tracked where your clientele comes from, is let's go back for the last 12 months. Let's go back for the last 2 years, whatever you need to do. And let's say every transaction I've closed of every type, right? Every transaction of every type, whether it was a buyer, a seller, a lease, a condo, however you want to do it, it doesn't matter. Farm and ranch, however you want to categorize it is fine. But where did it come from? Was it a referral? If so, who referred them? Was it a sign call? Was it an open house lead? Was it an internet lead? Was it a paid lead? And if so, from where? Was it somebody responding to a social media ad campaign that you wrote? Was it somebody just contacting you from social media because they see your posts? Those are 2 very different aspects of social media and should be tracked individually instead of under one lump category. Because if you're paying for ads, you want to see the ROI, right? So all of those things. And then we want to apportion, okay, if I did $1 million GCI, and I'm just throwing a number out there for ease of math, and I had 25 lead sources for my business this year. So all $1 million of my GCI came from 25 different sources. Which ones had the greater percentages? Okay, did social media only produce 1%, 2% of that money? Not that that's not something to sneeze at, but did it only produce 1 or 2%? Is it something that my Sphere produced 60, 70%? My open houses produced 10%, 15%. And the reason that we want to have this is so that we can focus our time, our energy, our planning, our dollars, our efforts, everything on the stuff that is providing us with the largest return on that investment. If you're spending hours and hours and hours in social media world and it's fun and you like making the videos and you're doing all that, but you're not getting business off of it, then what is the point of taking all that time? When 70% of your business is coming from your sphere, wouldn't it be better to still do some social media so that you don't lose that presence, obviously, but spend and invest the majority of that time working with your sphere of influence to cultivate more business? And then the question becomes, okay, I've done that. Guess what? I only got X more business or Y more business. Was it worth that time? We don't know, and we'll never know if we don't track it. But if we track it, we know. So this is going to allow us to focus our efforts on the things that are going to give us the greatest return. You hear the term work harder, not smarter. This is the epitome of working harder. I mean, working smarter, not harder. This is where we get real smart with things and we start looking like geniuses, and people are like, I don't know how you do all that you do. Well, it's because I put my time into the things that have the greatest impact. And I either delegate or delete the things that don't. End of story. It's real simple. I hope that helps. I hope that now that we have an understanding of the awareness of the things that need to happen in our business, we can take that delegation skill, we can take that delete skill and apply it there in those time blocks that we talked about on Monday. We now have transparency, so we know what we're doing with our time. Are we spending it on stuff that's generating revenue? Are we just wasting it? Are we doing stuff that's admin that has to happen, but it's no fun? Can we use our delegating and delete skills there? Maybe. Or do we just need to make better use of our time, which is probably the right answer. And then today, we're going to really know where we need to focus that time, where we need to focus those efforts, where we need to focus if we're delegating the money that's going to go to developing business from those areas, because we've tracked it, we've set aside what we need to know about the most, and we're going to go all in on those areas. So there you go. Awareness, transparency, focus. We've got 2 more days. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about taking our referral business, taking our sphere of influence business, our past client business, next level with just a few easy steps. See you then. Thanks for tuning in to Top 5.